A quick question. What's best, VTI, Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, or the S&P 500, VOO? Well, I could do a spoiler straight away and just tell you which is my favorite. I think you already know, but I won't. This is a mini review. It's just a very quick video. One of our members just came in, just became a member, and actually Karen Justice just won a membership, and I thought, I'll be nice. What the hell? I'm feeling good today. We're all making money. We're always making money. Karen Justice said, what's better, VTI or VOO? Well, of course, they're both ETFs. They're both Vanguard. They're both similar, but not. What should we do? Very quick review? Just very quick. Well, there's the S&P 500. VOO is the best way to buy the S&P 500. No doubt about it. 100%. I've proved it over and over again. Much better than SPY. The same thing, different price because of inception date, but the expense ratio is lower. Exactly the same. You just get more money. We'll leave it there. I've made hours of videos talking about it. VOO is the best way to buy the S&P. But what about VTI? Hang on a minute. I could buy VTI. Well, should I do a very quick analysis on it? Right, let's do it. Let's start off by asking you, and I think that's the right thing to do, by tapping the like button. Yep, tap the like button, subscribe and ring the bell to all the great stuff. All right, let's have a look at what's important. This is VOO, Vanguard S&P 500. Now, of course, if you want to go into full depth, you need to know the prospectus, what they're investing in. Obviously, one is slightly more biased towards tech. The other one is more all stocks, but you need to scroll down here and look at the sectors. So if we take VOO, you can see 33% is tech. If we go to VTI and we scroll down, are they going to tell me? Yes, they are. 30.7. It's not that different, is it? 30.7. Not that much difference in it. I'm not going to go into too much detail over this. Financial services 13. If we look at VOO, 12. It's very similar. It's not that much a difference. But what I'm going to show you is the important part. The performance and what you're going to get if you stick with it. First of all, I'm going to show you what's important is this here. This is VOO. This is the expense ratio. This is the cost of the management to run the fund. And it's the most cost-effective, most affordable, best way to buy the S&P, 0.03. And that really does add up after a while. Let's look at VTI. VTI expense ratio. What does it cost for you to run this fund? 0.03. Exactly the same. Hang on a minute. They cost the same. What am I going to do? Hang on. We're not done. On VTI. VTI, 28 times earnings. It's not as affordable, actually, as VOO. I keep saying that the S&P 500 is going to triple 3x by the end of the decade. It's very good value, even though people keep saying it's expensive. VTI is trading at 28 times earnings, whereas VOO, and we're still not done, is 26 times earnings. Okay? So far, we're leaning towards VOO, right? It's still very much similar allocation, very similar. Most retail investors would hardly tell the difference. It's better value for money, 26 rather than 28. The expense ratio is the same. All sounding good? Need more convincing? You need more convincing. You need this. You need my back test software. Ooh, back test software. Yes, this is what you get, you see, when you tune into the show and become a member live on the show. You get access to back test. Are you ready? Don't expect massive differences, but there are some. Shall we have a look? Let's do it. We've got, if we started in 2015, 9 years. 9 years of data I've got for you now, and we put $10,000 in the S&P 500. You would now have over 3x, 33,029. How much money would you have in VTI? 31,394. It's a couple of grand in favor, once again, of VOO. Does it make any difference long term? For most people, no. Is there a bit of a difference? Yeah, there it is. You can see there, VTI is in green and the S&P 500 is in blue. So there's no question about it. It's not even up for debate. over time, over history, in fact, on the day-to-day, VOO outperforms VTI. If you just don't like the exposure, if you think that tech is going to collapse, VTI might be slightly better for you. However, it's pretty much the same when it comes to tech as well. It might save you a bit, but you can see over time from that chart I just showed you, it's not going to do much. So the answer is, what's the best stock, VTI or VOO? Over time, honestly, you won't tell the difference. However, if you're going to be picky, no question about it, VOO outperforms VTI. Cost you the same. Now, if you are saying, one final thing I will add, some of you are going to scream at the camera, at the TV and go, hang on a minute, VOO is 550. Boo. VTI is 298. Yay. Same thing. It's all to do with the inception date. The growth is the same, slightly more on VOO. The percentage growth, exactly the same, slightly more on VOO. The expense ratio, exactly the same on both, 0.03. So you go, well, yeah, but I can buy a whole share. No one cares if you buy a whole share, $1, $1 million, million shares, 0.01 of a share. Doesn't matter. It's about how much money you put in and the percentage that you make. And the percentage is exactly the same, slightly more for VOO. Don't be off put by, well, it's 298 as opposed to 5. VOO is actually cheaper than VTI. It's only because it was set up at a different time, and that's just where it is right now on price. It's like SPY, different price again. It's the same thing. Now, I understand there's one caveat to that rule, one caveat, and the caveat simply is, if you cannot buy fractional shares, and you cannot take it for granted, some people cannot buy fractional shares. Some people can't buy fractional shares. They can't do it. So if you can't buy fractional shares, if you can't buy $10 of a stock, like you can on Robinhood, then fine, you might prefer VTI because it's cheaper to get in to buy a whole share. But it has no difference. Remember, a few months from now, when you get your first dividend from these stocks and you get your money in, you'll earn a small amount of money, which you could if you wanted, auto reinvest in the stock. If you're all OCD about the one share thing, I've got one share, all of a sudden you'll find yourself with 1.001 share of it. It'll happen just by auto investing your dividends. So don't worry about that. If you can buy fractional shares, it makes no odds. The only reason why a lower price might be attractive, other than not accessing fractional shares, is contracts. Because you can buy 100 shares of VTI a little bit cheaper than you can on VOO. That's all. And that's why most companies do forward splits, because the stock gets so great, they have to reduce it, apart from Berkshire Hathaway, which just doesn't need to do that, because the people that buy Berkshire like that don't care about reverse splits, don't care about forward splits, they're not bothered. So there you go. So getting back to your question, what is better? New member, Karen Justice, what's better, VTI or VOO? Unquestionably, no doubt about it, looking at the numbers, VOO. Will it make a difference over time if you buy VTI? No, none whatsoever. You won't even see it. 9 years, $2,000 difference. I'd prefer VOO, but would you notice it? Probably not. Anyway, there you go. Click above my head. Down below in the description, you might like to know we are now running 24 hours a day on my radio show. We call it Extra. It's Martyn Lucas Investor Extra. Yes, extra. Read all about it. It provides members a place to go 24 hours a day, showing the technicals, the charts, information on the channel, breaking news, what's going on all the time. Every 15 seconds this rolls round. It tells you all about it. We've got tickers underneath that members have requested. We've got breaking news. This revolves every 12 hours. New news comes up and so on and so forth. And if you keep watching, if I keep talking for a couple more seconds, you will see. And there's a lot more content going on this. It's only about 3 days old. There you go, latest news as I post it on my channel. There's the latest news that's coming out as well. And you might wonder, with all this great information on the screen, What's the audio? What's in the background? Well, it used to be the piano going round and round and round and round. And some of you said, I'm sick of the piano now. So what have I got? I've recorded a radio show, recording all my stock analysis, which you can listen to. You can go to sleep to me. You can go to bed. There we are. And there's the live camera as well. When the camera's active, and that's active about 18 hours a day. When that camera's active, you can see the studio, what's going on behind the scenes. If I unmute it, you'll hear this. Stock, just everyone stay in the stock. Very, very exciting. There you go. I'm reviewing stocks 24 hours a day. So you can be lying in bed at night, listening to me, telling you all about the stock market. I can't think of anything better or anything I'd rather not do, but you might like to do that. People do. And then they chat to me. I can see the comments and you can alert me to breaking news and I can jump in and take care of it. So anyway, there you go. There's my little question for Karen Justice. Above my head, down below, you find all the links to everything. She only became a member 5 minutes ago and it became the Karen Justice Show. How good is that? Over here, you shall find the extra channel. I should put the channel up there. Go and check it out. Down here, I'll put you my Alpha Spread playlist. All the stocks I've reviewed one by one, or listen to them live with the live chat 24 hours a day. What about that? Best channel in the world, right? Yeah. Take care of yourselves and each other.